Hey, this is Juan Kim, chef partner here at Kimski, here in the Bridgeport neighborhood of Chicago. We're gonna be making a chili crisp oil infused with a full spectrum hash oil from Arise. Here we have all of our ingredients laid out. We'll just kind of go through what each ingredients are and the proportions. And we're gonna be using a few clicks of the Arise FSHO or full spectrum hash oil and infuse our recipe here. It seems like we have a lot of ingredients on the table here, but in actuality, it's only like 10 things, and these are all mostly pantry items that you could have in your dry storage area for months or even years, okay? We're gonna start with the Sichuan peppercorns. We toasted these and then we blended them simply in a blender real quick. You can buy them already powdered or already ground up at your local Asian grocery store. We're gonna do 12 grams of Sichuan peppercorns, 6 grams of just standard black pepper. We're gonna do 60 grams of fermented Korean chili paste, otherwise known as Gochujang. You can find that generally in your Asian grocery store as well. But these have been popping up in more of the American grocery store Asian aisle. We have 50 grams of toasted sesame seeds, which you can also find in the Asian grocery store or the Asian aisle of your local American gringo grocery store. We have 30 grams of just standard white sugar, 60 grams of tamari or soy sauce. We have 20 grams of just standard kosher salt. I would steer away from the iodized salt because this is in 1942 and we have all kinds of delicious salt out there. So shelve your iodized bullshit because you're not a grandfather or grandmother. Maybe you are a grandmother, grandfather. Start using kosher salt. It's way better, it tastes better, and the sodium content actually spreads further when the hot oil hits it and dissolves. We have 115 grams of fine powder Gochugaru, which is basically Korean chili powder. We have 340 grams of fried garlic. And then to combine all these ingredients, we have 900 grams of scallion oil, hot scallion oil. So if you don't have scallion oil, that's completely fine. You can just use a standard flavorless oil, such as canola, grapeseed, or like vegetable oil. As long as it's not olive oil or sesame seed oil, because you're gonna need a pretty high temperature to kind of blend everything together so it becomes one whole cohesive unit. We're gonna start off with our Arise full spectrum hash oil. The gram here equals to about 750 milligrams total. This recipe yields about 2 quarts, which equals to 64 ounces. 2 tablespoons equals 1 ounce. So that's 3 milligrams right there. Depending on how fun you wanna get, we're gonna use about a quarter's worth. You wanna make sure you get your dosage correct. That is about a quarter. So now that we got that in there, this is gonna dissolve with the hot oil and everything else, okay? So even though it looks like kind of molassy, honey texture, it's still gonna blend in everything together and it's gonna do what it's supposed to do, which is get you high as f, okay? So we're gonna start off with our Sichuan peppercorn, right in there. Black pepper, our gochujang paste, our sesame seeds, our sugar, our tamari. We use tamari to keep it gluten-free, but it doesn't really matter. Soy sauce works just as well. Our kosher salt, our gochugaru, and our 340 grams of fried garlic, okay? Now that that's all in there, we're gonna get our ladle, and we already have scallion oil heated up, ready to go, okay? So first ladle, we're gonna ladle that in there, and you're gonna see that it's already gonna be kind of boiling a little, okay? That's exactly what you want. Essentially what this oil is doing is cooking all the ingredients together and kind of blending it all together. So you're gonna do 1 ladle, and then you're gonna kind of stir it around. Don't put milk over this and start eating it for breakfast. You'll shit your pants immediately. So next ladle. You see that sizzle? That's cooking, that's steam. That's how you know it's working. I like to incorporate it little by little so that you don't burn yourself, okay? And you can see it's already turning into a nice fine paste because that hot oil is literally cooking the ingredients together right now. So we're gonna keep going with our ladle. And you can see the bubbles, that's good. You wanna see the steam. You wanna see everything working. You generally don't want your oil hissing at you though. So you just kind of want everything to be molded together. And at this point, you could just kind of pour in the remainder of the oil and it'll kind of cook through. So in a sense, you've already kind of tempered the mixture by ladling it in little by little. And you see the slight bubbling, and it's gonna be hot, obviously. So we're gonna let this kind of sit and let all the flavors blend together. Generally, this is good to go once it cools down. You can eat it right out the gate. But like all sauces, you wanna give it about a day to sit, and it will really perfume everything. The oil will bloom in there. It's shelf stable as well. So you don't have to refrigerate it. Just keep it in a nice tight container with the lid on, and it's ready to go at room temp. The shelf life on this in general is about a month and a half. But generally, this shouldn't last you a month and a half. You should be using it on everything and eat it almost daily because it goes well on literally everything. Eggs, scrambled eggs, potatoes. I mean, sky's the limit. So now that we have our dish here, it's basic chicken thigh, marinated. We kind of just pan fried it real quick with a medley of seasonal vegetables. Just want to show you a general application for this. We're gonna get a little bit of that chili oil and just put it right over the top. This is gonna give a little bit more oomph and punch to whatever dish you're making. I obviously went a little higher on the dosage just to show you how awesome it looks on top of anything, literally anything, on vegetables, on proteins, a great plate, spill some on the table, whatever. It's gonna look awesome, it's gonna taste great, and it'll get you f***ed up.